That reminds me of this time I was camping with Forrest, and he was wearing shorts, and he tried to step over that snake, and that snake just bit him right on the dick, right on the balls. Like this. So he's screaming and he's taking his pants off, and I actually had to help him pry this fucking snake off of his package. The kids are like, what? Like this. I call the doctor and I said, Doc, this happened. What should I do? And he says, Ryan, I'm sorry to tell you this. You are going to have to suck that venom out. And I said, okay, thanks, Doc. Hang up. I go walking over to Forrest. Forrest, I've got bad news. What? You're going to die.
Action
Jackson, baby. Okay, this one I'm probably the most excited for. And can we shut that door, please? Because it's about to get explosive here.
Like diarrhea.
We want to
like after a Chipotle meal.
We want to keep the flames in here, inside.
Put the toilet paper in the freezer.
My guest today, and I'm doing this for the first time by myself, hosting by myself, Dr. G. Dr. G's got his own podcast.
I have a few.
No, he's got a few, and Dr. G is one of my main men. I mean, I'm not afraid to say it. I fell in love with you from the start. Like all of the people that know who I love or that know I love you know how fast I fall in love with people. So now
that was easy. That was easy.
Is a different story.
That was easy for you to say.
No, that was not easy. So anyway, tell us about the Dr. G podcast, and I wanted to bring my dog in today and have you help me trim its nails, because one of my theories is that all I need to do is learn how to trim my dog's nails, and then I can give it baths, I can cut its hair, and then I don't have to pay fucking $300 for a fucking shampoo and a nail buff.
Well, you got to remember, everything has gone up in price. And hey, everyone, my name's Dr. G. I'm a retired veterinarian. Now I'm a serial entrepreneur. One of the things I do is I own Pacific Lens Studios with my partner, Neil. And what we do here is we try to do a lot of educational content. So this should be very interesting, sitting on weird connections.
This is
I don't know how educational.
Episode.
I think we're going to educate
all right. This is my show.
I know.
So let me take control and keep that in mind, that I will be in control for the rest of our time together. Okay?
And it's a love-hate relationship with me and Weir.
You shut the fuck up. How about that?
Okay.
So here's what we're doing. I had this vision, and everybody, I'll just say it, is when ChatGPT, OpenAI debuted, I was one of the first, and everybody fucking says this, but I really was all over it. I get on, and to tell you the truth, there was no instructions on YouTube for how to sign up for it. I had no idea it was called OpenAI. Everybody's talking about this ChatGPT. Finally, I figure it out. I sign up on OpenAI, and then all of a sudden, bam, I've got this tool called ChatGPT. So I've got a couple buddies that are intimate in this industry. So over time, over the months or whatever it was, I would call them and say, "Oh fuck, it's Grok. Grok's the shit." And then they'd say, "Oh, cool." And then I'd say, "Oh fuck, it's Gemini. Have you Gemini's the shit?" And then finally I circled back and I called them both, and I said, "Holy shit, it's all OpenAI. It is all ChatGPT. There is not even a fucking close second to ChatGPT."
Well, when it comes to AI, it depends on what you're using it for. Gemini Advanced is pretty good when it comes to being 95% accurate. I never went to Grok because I'm not going to learn another platform. But when it comes to ChatGPT, you can go ahead and you can actually train it to be more. There are certain prompts you can put into it that drive it to be even more specific. The one coolest thing about ChatGPT is the deep research button that a lot of people don't know about. It's the one that looks like the megaphone. It takes about 18 to 20 minutes to do a search.
There is a secret queue for ChatGPT. I think it, and I don't know if you've tried this. So you remember Mario Brothers when Mario Brothers first came out? Did you ever play Mario Brothers? You know, he's running around and you would.
Of course, I was a college student.
Okay, so he would jump and he would hit his head on the blocks and a coin would come out, right?
Right.
Well, if you knew what you were doing, you would jump at a certain spot where there was no block, but there was an invisible block. You remember that?
Correct.
Okay, I think there's invisible blocks built into ChatGPT. I mean, there fucking has to be, right? So anyway, I believe there's an invisible block that all you got to do in a conversation is say, dig in to this.
Right, or knock my socks off. You got to give it a good prompt. Like the prompts I always use is I'm always saying, give me something.
Sorry. It was dive deep. No, that's what it was. I said dive deep into this topic, and then all of a sudden I realized it was actually digging deep, and it was really digging into whatever that thing was. So right. Now I don't even remember what it was.
But the thing is that if you can say deep dive, you could say
deep dive is a button though. That's what I'm saying.
No, it's not. Deep research.
Button.
Deep research is the button, but deep dive.
Okay.
But the one code that no one really knows about is a code called set temperature to 0. And if you set temperature, you start off your prompt with set temperature 0, hit period, then you go ahead and put in your prompt, then you're automatically going to be getting that 99% accuracy. But you're also going to be burning tons of energy and losing lots of cooling water at the server side. So I don't really use it all the time to be sustainable.
I totally didn't follow that lesson, whatever you just said.
So let's say we want to find out, hey, give me all the best football players and their stats from the 80s. The way I would do it is I would say set temperature to 0, Z-E-R-O, period. And then I would say, I need all the stats of all the best football players in the 1980s. And then it will automatically go and deep research and give me accurate stats. Instead of sometimes they makes up stuff just so it looks smart, but it's just because it doesn't know and it hasn't been trained yet.
So you're basically saying, take this seriously.
Chat's like backup, I always feel, is Wikipedia.
Well, so it appears they rely a lot on Reddit also.
Well, Reddit's really cool. The reason why Reddit is so cool is because it's the only social media platform that you can actually use Python to scrape research. So you can see what people are saying. You can look at themes. You can look at analysis. And it's a huge tool to have. You can't do that with Instagram or Facebook or TikTok or...
you mean you can go on the Reddit site and do your own scraping? Is that what you're saying?
I do that all the time.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I use Python to go scrape.
Okay, then I want to get into why I'm here, because I think it's going to take too much time and we're not going to have time. And so I want to...
I have all day, dude. It's Labor Day weekend.
I want to scrape something out of this. And the scraping is... And gosh, I probably should have talked to you before I experimented on you on this. Okay, so this is my idea. And one of the things I've discovered is using the conversational tool of ChatGPT is fantastic.
Oh, you mean when you talk to Chat?
Fuck yeah. So I was on my way back from something I was doing up in Los Angeles. So I had about a fucking 2-hour commute home. What is wrong with the transportation system from Los Angeles?
Is that what you asked Chat?
No, actually I said, get me home as fast as possible and keep me off the 5 freeway. And it sent me right past Chavez Ravine down to I said, and put me on the express lanes as much as you can. So it says, okay, here you go. Get off at Fletcher, I think it was. Make a right, get on the 105, get in that will have an express lane. That will actually turn into the 105. I said the 110.
Right.
Get on the 110. That'll put you on the 105. Stay on the 105. That has an express lane. That'll dump you onto the 405. I said, okay, is there transition from the express lane to on the 110 to the express lane on the 105, and it yes, there is. It's like, fuck yeah, I don't have to get out of the express lane.
Right.
It's so bitching. But you know, if you use your map on your phone, it doesn't tell you
Google
that.
Google Maps does.
Oh, really?
Google Maps uses AI because there's times like if you're driving.
Do you talk to Google Maps?
There is a little
like
microphone. You can't have a conversation, but you can talk into it to get directions if you're driving, especially. But the one thing is, you look at, I mean, obviously the best app for that, in my opinion, still is Waze, because Waze is looking at everyone's phones and it's pinpointing cell towers and seeing how long traffic is moving. So
and I like Waze, and you know that it shows you the hazards ahead and all that stuff. But
Google Maps will tell you if there's a cop waiting.
Well, okay, so you don't want to have Google or Waze send you into fucking South Central LA just because it's wiggling you around some fucking traffic. You're gonna probably want to stay.
If it's faster, I'll do it.
You might. Okay, so anyway, this is what I came up with. So I have 2 hours to kill, and I'm super excited about whatever I was excited about, and I just wanted to fill the time. So instead of calling all my best friends and telling them how much I love them, and everybody knows who you are, is I hit the conversation button on ChatGPT and talked to her for about 2 hours on one thread, on one chat. So
Correct.
Now we can get into the features of ChatGPT. You have projects. You have within projects or within any. Well, no, this is only within projects, is that you'll be able to go to a project and then have a list of all the chats, the individual chats that you've had. And then that can help you build something within. It helps you organize. So that's another fucking thing that people need to realize about ChatGPT is you can spend a shitload of time getting and things, but if you're not reading it and organizing it, it's just.
Well, that's why that search button is so good, because there's a search button up top and you just type in, hey, I think you kind of put some of the keywords you were talking about. And every single one of your chats that actually was, you were discussing that will show up. So it's actually a pretty cool tool.
Yeah. So then the next level that I've discussed. So I had a buddy. I said, dude, I just figured out that prompting is the shit. Yeah, it's all about prompt engineering, right? And so he says, well, yeah, it's good that you know that now. And I said, well, yeah, because that's what it's all about. He says, okay, now what you need to do is go up to where it says GPTs and hit that button. That sends you into a whole new world where people have already built customized customized GPTs, but effectively they're apps, right? Okay, correct. So he says, find this one called prompt engineering, and it's a purple icon. So, oh yeah, I got it. Okay, hit that. Now ask that to build you a prompt. Well, it's a prompt engineer. It's fucking rad.
Well, so that makes sense though, because if ChatGPT or AI, let's just be honest, it's not going anywhere, right?
It is.
So we need to learn how to, but we need to learn how to implement it in a responsible way into our daily lives, into our social lives, into education, into business. Because it can be a scary tool if it's not used correctly.
Absolutely, and I'll just go back to what I was saying when I jumped on it, and I found you could just tell right away this is really, really a wild deal. I thought to myself, God, I think I'm going to be the one to tell my kids about this. You know, they're all going to start using it. It's just a no-brainer.
What do you mean they're going to start? All our kids are using it.
No, at the fucking beginning, right? When it popped into the world, that it was like, guys, we literally birthed ChatGPT on one day, on 1 hour. There's a time and a date that it debuted to the world, right?
Well, the good news was that Kamala Harris was in charge of AI.
So, let's not get into that. We're not getting into this. Isn't a political discussion. So okay, so you are speaking of that. I had to get a new battery for my vehicle. That's one of those start-stop vehicles, right. And the dealer says, "Oh, this is a $580 battery. It's a $300 battery, and it's going to take us 2 hours to stick it in because it needs to." Be calibrated to the car.
Yep.
I said, are you fucking crazy? I'm going to plug Battery Mart right here. Battery Mart on Victoria. Go there for all your batteries. Trust me. God, they saved me $400. I mean, the guy, anyway, I've been buying batteries from him for 25 years. But anyway, that's why the part of this story is like we started talking about these start-stop features, and I said, how do I disengage it permanently? He's like, you can't. And of course, he's a Trump guy. He says something like, this is all Biden's fault. I'm like, what do you mean it's Biden's fault? He says, it's, and maybe we shouldn't air any of this. He might not want me talking about him, this guy.
Okay, well, let's just go.
I'm just saying, but part of the story was that he says that it was a Biden thing, that he came up with this idea to do the start-stop. And then there was another thing.
It's not true because that was out before Biden.
It was?
Oh, yeah.
So it's not a green initiative thing?
No, it's not a green initiative thing.
Stupid-ass thing?
But I actually like it. It's nothing better than sitting at a stoplight having your engine not run.
Well, it's easy
nice
for
and
you
quiet,
to say
the
when
air
you drive
running.
a $150,000 Mercedes.
No, I
you are convinced your battery's not going to wear out.
I drive a Ford Bronco Sport.
Yeah, on Saturdays.
No, it's my daily driver. It's my daily driver, a Ford Bronco Sport, and its name is Bronquito, which is Spanglish for small little Bronco.
What's your cigarette boat's name?
I don't have a cigarette boat.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not. What am I in Miami Vice, South Florida? I'm running
No.
I'm running stuff for the cartel from Colombia to the South Florida.
Whatever. If your Bronco takes a shit, you've got a nice backup vehicle. I know. Okay, so anyway, we don't need to do this. So whatever. Okay, so that's why I'm here. You can almost think of this as like a Shark Tank episode. I came up with, and I see I've done enough entrepreneurship shit to know you can't go to a shark with nothing. You can't, or with an idea. So I have enough wisdom to know I can't just talk to ChatGPT and say, hey, Gersh.
But that's not true. If you look on social media, there are a lot of people making a lot of money allowing AI to run. And that's the problem, is that there's a lot of false narrative out there about AI. Because if people just rely on AI to run their life or run their business without overseeing it, looking at it, making sure it's not wrong, there could be some very detrimental mistakes that are being made.
Well, I think everybody needs to prepare for it. I just saw a guy today who's a big-time sales guy for his product would be an Oracle product, right? So he has a humongous business that he doesn't work for Oracle. He works for somebody that sells Oracle's shit, right? So, and his point was that the software that he's selling is a software for salespeople, and AI is now taking the place of the people that sell that software, because now those people can just say, hey, what software should I have? What Oracle product should I have? And they can just go buy it off the shelf from Oracle rather than having a middleman. So that I would say is, if I were going to buy puts on an industry, I would buy it on the B2B sales people that sell software. If I think I said that the right way. So
yeah, exactly. I mean, but the problem is, again, and obviously everyone's all scared about AI because they're like, oh, it's going to take my job. Well, the thing is, like, if you're doing stuff efficiently, businesses wouldn't have to look at AI. But I would understand from a corporate standpoint when, basically the bottom line is all you're really worried about. People are expendable and you got to be careful. So I make sure when I talk to young kids that are going to college, I'm like, learn AI, get a degree in AI, computer engineering AI. You want a job for the rest of your life? Because that's the way it's going right now, at least the rest of our life. We'll be long gone, and there will be something new, better, and greater out there.
Well, we're still going to need plumbers, electricians. The robots may be able to do it at some point, but
the robots will schedule the appointments, but a person's still going to have to go out and fix it.
You're going to need skilled jobs. So anyway, and that would be a skill, a computer engineer, any kind of engineering, or the thought of an engineer. You don't have to be an engineer, but you got to think like an engineer.
Correct.
or a doctor. You know, I just think of it kind of. I put engineers and doctors kind of in the same.
Well, there's
boat.
a huge debate too. You know, bringing all AI into the human profession. You know, the medical human side, or even the veterinary side, but bigger on the human side is it taking away the patient's dignity? Because they're selling AI to doctors like, oh, don't worry, it's going to make your job easier. You're going to diagnose better. You're going to be more efficient. You won't have to write up your charts as much. You know, you're just going to have to look them over. And you know, the problem is that that's how it's being sold. But I can promise you, for example, hospitals are not going to be like, oh, the doctor's going to have a better work-life balance. They're going to expect them to see more patients.
Because it's all about the Benjamins.
Yep.
So, well, and I've said this, we had this conversation that one of the benefits of a doctor, I think, is to see the doctor, and it could be a PA also. I get just as much satisfaction from a PA saying to me, hey, you're going to be okay, you know, or even putting their hand on you. And I know there's a word for it where you actually transmit electricity from person to person. That helps so much. Robots aren't going to be able to do that.
See, I didn't see my PA. I saw my regular doctor, and I felt that same type of electricity when he did my prostate exam.
You're talking to an ass man. So, God, I could tell you that. I should tell that story.
No, you should.
Remind me someday to tell the Dr. Rad story. Dr. Rad is a proctologist, and I'm going to skip a few stories and get to this story. So I was telling all my buddies, hey, anybody ever have ass problems? Go see this guy. Well, of course, when you're having dinners and fucking around with your buddies, they don't say, hey, I have a problem with my ass.
Well, you know,
they just do what you said. So
just remember, though, if you're going to go see any doctor to get a rectal exam, the first thing you should do is make sure you check underneath their fingernails and make sure it's clean. That's the most important thing you can do, hands down.
Okay, so I'm going to dinner with a couple buddies, and one of the buddies brings me aside. He's like, hey, I went and saw Dr. Rad. And I was like, good for you, man. We're ass brothers now. And he's like, dude, motherfucker saved my life. I go, he saved my life. And we're talking as we're walking, and we were actually at Fleming's. So we're walking through Fleming's together talking about this guy. He's sitting there having dinner. I skipped so much of this story, by
that's
the way.
fine, dude.
Oh my God. Okay, anyway, so I see him. Holy shit, Dr. Rad. What the fuck? And my buddy, he's like, my buddy's, I was like, yes. And so now we're standing. He was having dinner with another man, and they were like, hey, yeah, great to see you. I probably didn't even remember me. He had to remember me, but he's like,
oh, let me tell you, if you ever meet Ryan Weir once, you'll never forget who he is.
Well, I could go back to the beginning of the story. But okay, so anyway, I looked to the guy, and I mean, I didn't even hesitate. So, Dr. Rad, oh my God, we were just talking to you. I turned to his dinner mate, and I said, did he save your life too? And the guy goes, I go, because he saved our lives. And the guy goes, probably not the way he saved your life. And I thought, oh my God.
Yeah.
If I had, he really did save my life. And that's the benefit of seeing a doctor. I had a major fucking problem I had a dual sport motorcycle. I was up in Big Bear all the time, riding around, and you get one little piece of sand in your asshole, you are fucked. It's just rubbing. And so I ended up with this severe hemorrhoid, I literally crawled into my general doctor's office. So that's the first time I went from a man to a horse, like instantly. So he's like, hey, turn on your side. Yeah. And then to have another man wipe your ass that's when I was thinking, oh my God, what? I'm now.
I just wonder if any of the listeners have gone in and got a rectal exam, but felt a hand on each shoulder. Has that happened to you?
I'm going to keep going on the story. So he says he had this nice, beautiful office in this big ass fish tank, and he says, Ryan, keep your eyes on the fish. It helps you relax. So I'm sitting there. Well, he takes this scope, And oh no, this was once I got to Rad. Okay,
Right.
so I get to Rad. He says this fish tank. He says, watch the fish, and he says, okay, now he goes, you have to relax. If you don't relax, it's gonna hurt. And I'm trying. He says, just watch the fish. So he sticks this scope thing in my ass.
That was at least 10 feet long and 10 feet wide.
And he says, watch the fish, watch the fish. Well, I've got tears coming out of my eyes at this point. And he goes, I go, Dr. Rad. And, because he's taking the thing and he takes it up there and he starts to pull it out and he's shooting air out of it.
Oh.
And I didn't know what was going on. And I go, hold on. What? Dr. Rad. And so he leaves it hanging in my ass. He walks up and puts his face right here. He goes, what? And I go, is that the same tool you use for a colonoscopy? And he goes, yeah. And I go, well, fucking just do it. I go, let's get this over with. He goes, Ryan, right now I have it this far up your ass. If you want, I can make it go this far up your ass. I can get it out. I can get it out.
Yep. And another very important thing to take home as well, if you're going to go for an upper and lower GI, make sure they do the upper GI first.
Are you being serious?
Before the lower GI.
I'm not getting your joke.
No, but because the thing, could you imagine if they did the lower GI and then they whip the scope out and then they go down your throat?
Oh.
You wake up with a nutty flavor in your mouth?
Come on.
Did
that was a
ChatGPT
serious story. Hopefully
ChatGPT,
some of the young men that hear my story get themselves checked out.
No, it's important to get yourself checked out. I'm not joking about that.
I have a doctor saying to me, hey, Ryan, your asshole is the center of your life, okay? You keep your asshole fucking healthy and the rest of your life will likely fall into place. And man, he was right. An apple a day keeps fucking Dr. Rad out of your ass.
But have you ever thought about anal bleaching? I mean, because
this is a serious podcast. Come on.
Anal bleaching is important.
Okay. Like, hey, see this? See that? What does it say?
It says
Okay.
Weir is a wiener. Is that what it says? Wieners?
Okay.
It looks like wieners from my angle.
We could go all day goofing around, and we do, but we're filming, and this is an episode. So I want to do my Shark Tank experiment on you and see how it goes. You're not going to want to do the first part of it, so I'm going to try to skip through some of but there's an intro to it, and I'm going to get to my speech. So I walk out on Shark Tank, and I say, hey, Mr. Wonderful, Dr. G, and who's the basketball guy?
Mark Cuban?
Mark Cuban. So you guys are all sitting there, and I say, okay, here's my idea. I've invented a deathbot service. Okay, so I say deathbot. Deathbots exist. Have you heard of deathbots? Deathbots are a thing.
On the dark web? Where are deathbots?
Okay, so think of Superman, and Superman goes to the ice castle, and he's got a crystal. Well, what's in that crystal? His parents, right? Their soul is basically in that crystal, is the instructions for everything and everything. So if he didn't have that crystal, he wouldn't be able to speak.
It was like a video diary.
So that's what a deathbot is. And people have been talking about this ever since. So now we're blending large language models, which is what a ChatGPT is what we're going to do here. We're going to converse live with a ChatGPT that I created by prompt engineering it, okay? At the same time, now imagine mirroring that with a voice cloning software, which you've seen me do. So, and I like to experiment with these things. So I have a voice cloning software. I have a large language model. Well, you'd think that ChatGPT would just blend those together. It turns out they did. But there's so many problems that come along with it. If you have them do a deep search into deathbots or the blending of or what they're doing, they say, yeah, as a matter of fact, we've been doing this for a long time, but we're shelving this product until we figure out the legal part of it because there's too much that can go wrong. So anyway, that was my conversation with ChatGPT on my way back from LA. I was thinking, you know what? I want to develop a deathbot. And so it already exists. So I'm not saying, oh, I just invented this.
There's nothing proprietary about your deathbot.
Well, it could. Yeah, I'm saying it's kind of, I think of it kind of like a real estate company. You know, there's hundreds of real estate companies. Not somebody that's coming into the real estate business isn't inventing the real estate business, right? It already exists. They might do it a little differently. I mean, maybe that's a bad example. I'm just
So are
saying
you looking? So let me ask you, Mr. Weir, are you looking for a gap in the deathbot industry?
No, what I'm looking for is for a mentor that's interested in a serial entrepreneur that's been successful as an entrepreneur, that knows the route to success on any business, anything to do with starting and success. Okay, so that's you, obviously. So the guidance is, and that's why I say I'm looking for feedback on this idea that I've got. Now, let me just finish. So there's ChatGPT. I could build a website on lovable.dev, right? Just by prompt engineering for free, actually. I could pay $20 and get a full website by prompt engineering, have a website. I could say to them, okay, embed ChatGPT, this ChatGPT that we're going to do, into my site, and also mirror, blend it, or synchronize it with my voice cloning software that I pay for. And as the user is speaking to the chatbot, it's recording the voice for cloning, and it's also recording the data from the conversation. That's what we're going to do. So I'm just going to leg into this in this experiment. We're going to use two different devices. So it's going to be, instead of the voice cloning, all I need is 10 seconds of this audio, and I can clone your voice. Then I need the data from this conversation. I can take the audio from this, drop it into the Plod, and have a transcript of this. I can take the transcript, dump it into the GPT as the responder to any user that wants to interview you after you're dead or whatever. That's the way it works. So maybe you can, if I said all that to ChatGPT, they could then respond and say, oh, this is a better way to say what you just said.
Well, basically
so you say what I just said.
Well, basically what I think I'm hearing is you want to create an app that's going to have someone's voice of someone you love.
Yes.
And then at any point you can have a conversation with that person even after they're gone in their voice.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
And you can also create your phone to say, like, say it's your birthday, say, happy birthday, Ryan, in your dad's voice.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Right? And, a lot of people...
I'm getting chills thinking of it because, I call my dad a lot. I know your parents aren't with us.
Right.
And you would have enjoyed that, I think. But I'm not... So for you, I would say, okay, that ship has sailed. But maybe it hasn't. Maybe there's an audio of their voice. But again, it'd be more like, for you, it'd be like, you're going to go through the routine to preserve yourself and then present it to your kids and say, hey, here's a key.
You're trying to create a legacy of you for your family to come for generations.
Now, of course, the prompt engineering going to have some back end shit that says, okay, hey, Gersh has these certain values. If he triggers a word like Christian Judaism,
Jews for Jesus,
then we can go down a route. Okay, so what are some of your philosophies? What do you do this way? And then somebody says, hey, to the AI Dr. G, hey, AI Dr. G, I got in an accident with somebody and they're a scumbag, and I'm thinking about lying to the insurance company to try to get them busted instead of me busted. I'm going to lie, but they deserve it. What would you do, Dad? And you would want the AI, because now it's just an AI, generated response. Hopefully it's picked up on from your data and your interviews that, hey, it's better to tell the truth. There's certain circumstances that you might want to lie to save your life, but, this might not be one of them, that kind of shit. So anyway, there's back-end shit to it. There
is, but you also have to be careful, too, because if you start cloning people's voices, it's going to be used against them. It's going to, how everyone worries about losing all their data, like their social security number, their passports, everything, right? Someone steals your identity.
For sure.
But they can steal their identity, and then out of nowhere, all you got to do is go get your friends and 30 burner phones, put your voice on there, And then next thing you know,
Everybody
hey, honey,
it.
it's Ryan. I was kidnapped. I need $5,000. And all of a sudden you come home and you have no money in your bank account.
Well, okay. So, and that happens all the time. And I suggest for every family to have a password that is unique. And if one of these motherfuckers...
Don't put your password into ChatGPT.
Well, yeah. So this happened to me. I can't remember what it was, but my daughter called me for something, and I can't remember what it was, but it was like some kind of panic something, and I thought it was a fucking fake. And she's like, Dad, and I'm like, and it was her. Okay, so I go.
Did you ask her what her safety word was?
No, because I was like, I was so pissed off thinking I was being faked out. And I said to her, I said, why? I go, what's the reason I got you that dog? And she goes, what? And I go, I got you that fucking dog for a reason. What's the reason? And she goes, Dad, what is wrong with you? I go, either fucking answer or I'm hanging up. Yeah, she goes, da, da, da. I go, oh, it is you. She's like, what the hell is wrong with
you? More of the story, just said a safety word for the family.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And it just before AI, everybody should have had a safety word also. You know, there's all kinds of crazy fucking. Okay, so anyway,
did you have a safety word for your proctologist?
I knew you were gonna say that. I actually was thinking that. Right?
What's your safety word? What's a safety word you guys use out there when you go see your proctologist? Let us know in the chat.
Oh yeah, in the chat we want to hear some clever safety words for everything. Oh, see, I don't want to laugh so hard because I think it makes my face too red for the camera.
No, you look great, dude. Don't worry about how you ever look.
Now. Dude, you crack me up. Okay, so anyway, and I'm not blowing smoke up your ass because I know you're not going to give me any fucking money anyway. I want feedback on this. All right, let's get started. What are you doing on your phone?
I was just, you're telling me
hit plot.
That's what you told me.
For people that don't know what plot is, it's fucking amazing device. It's a recording device that really does pick up the words and the language, and it very seamlessly transcribes
I use it all the time for my dissertation research when I do interviews.
It is fantastic.
If
my boss knew that I was doing this podcast, I'd be in big trouble, first of all. But
why?
I already said this on another show one time, is that because he doesn't think I have enough time to do the things I need to do. But he's the classic case where I started using ChatGPT to write some emails and write some letters for work, and he sees them. He says, "Who fucking wrote that?" I said, "ChatGPT." I was like, "Why did I just say that?" He's like, "Dude, you need to do this shit on your own. You need to learn how to write." I'm like, "No, I don't." That's like saying I need to learn how to spell.
Hold on. I can guarantee you he has Grammarly on his computer, and that is AI.
If he does, he has no idea yet. He's an old school dude. So anyway, and then one of the things I said to him, I said, God, that's like saying go look this up and sending me to the fucking library when I can just go on the web.
Yeah, but think about it. Remember when we were growing up and we had to go to the library, we had to go get the freaking... look through the Dewey Decimal and get the microfiche and put it on and pay 25 cents to print out a magazine article.
How many words are out there you think that the kids that were born after 2000 or 1995 or whatever never even heard the word?
Rotary phone.
Oh, there's a funny video of the kids trying to do that. Okay, so...
manual transmission.
Payphone. There are no more payphones. How wild is that?
It depends where you are. There are some somewhere because not everyone has a cell phone.
All right, we can fucking dorm room talk all day long. I want to get to this shit. Okay,
let's go.
All right. So, did you turn your plot on?
My plot is on.
Is it recording? Why do you have to look at your phone?
Because
all you gotta do is look at the light.
No. It's recording.
Okay, now you can put your phone down.
My phone is down.
Give me room to put my phone. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to the ChatGPT that I created. Let's just go through a little of the intro, and you can use Dr. G as your name. You don't have to say the real personal shit. So, and the other function of this, where we're at right now, I'm legging into this thing, is the GPT I created. If I hit go get out of it, it's going to erase everything. So the fundamental function I need to do when I'm done is either archive it or share it, but it turns out you can't share audio.
So can I talk to you as a shark?
But otherwise,
so
it's going to go out.
Are you going to share your phone with everybody, or are you going to make this individual?
No, I'm just showing. Again, this is just a
beta.
This is a beta for feedback, right? Because now, again, it's so easy for me to build a website. It's so easy for me to. I got to get to the whole point, because what's going to happen, and that's the GPT news. They've already built a voice clone into ChatGPT.
Right.
So if you, like I said, do a deep dive into the news on that, they have a name for it. They say it's basically a product that we put on the shelf. As soon as that comes off the shelf, I want to be ready to do a bot, to do a death bot, and then be respectful about it. Maybe even an enterprise level client could come in here and do a podcast for their loved ones. Of course, we're capturing beautiful audio with the expensive mics. Anyway, there's all to it, and it would just happen organically. So now what I'm doing is I'm going to my GPT that I created, and it's on my, and I've just got it called something funny. But anyway, so we're going to start this chat. Okay. Now there's a button on it that says begin the interview, and then there's a button that says what is it? Okay. I could put one of those in it and it'll give me a type. But what I trained it to do is say, hey, get off of typing and go into the voice mode. Okay. So I'm going to just hit begin the interview. Okay. Now you see the type. It's basically giving you some instructions, and it says, if you'd like to look, it's giving you, say, look down by the message box. It's over here. So it says, if you'd like to look down near the chat box, you see the little globe icon, push it, and then it says, would you like to switch over now? So then I trained her to know if you don't do that, it'll keep reminding you, say, hey, this isn't really going to fucking work if we're not talking.
Right.
So I'm going to hit it. It's going to know we're going. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave her. I call her hers. So I think of her like a boat, or what else? What other she's are there? So
chances
like
are,
a boat.
chances are, if you're a married man,
she's, right?
Chances are, if you're a married man, the female usually runs your life anyways, just like Chad is doing.
Well, that's pretty funny. When they first came out with the voice of that famous gal from the superhero show, it sounded just like her. Oh, what was her name? Do you know who I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah, the famous girl from the superhero show. Let us know who that is in the chat.
It was the GPT girl. And then there was a big deal because it sounded so much like her that they got rid of it.
What, Robin Roby?
No, it was, she's, fuck, why am I, she married Colin from Saturday Night Live, that girl.
I have no idea.
You know the Saturday Night Live guy that does the interview?
Okay, let's just go.
All right, well, so she's actually been listening to us and to this intro. And let's just see where she's at, because I've trained her to do an intro and collect some data quickly and then get into it. So a first phase would be, hey, this is what we're doing. This would be what you keep in mind. And then she'll move into a second phase, which is the interview. So let's just see where she's at. Hey, GPT, what have you gathered so far?
Absolutely. Wonderful. Thank you. It's great to have you in voice mode. So let's start off with a few easy questions all together. Could you share your name, where you're from, and if you have any children, maybe tell me their names too? Just take your time, and whenever you're ready, go ahead.
And you can talk to her as fast as you want.
Hey, Chad, it's Dr. G. I'm from Orange County, California.
Oh, sorry.
I have 3 daughters, Jennifer, Shirley, and Amy.
Got it. Dr. G from Orange County, thank you for sharing that, and I appreciate you introducing your daughters, Jennifer, Shirley, and Amy. That's wonderful. Now that I have those basics, let's dive in a little deeper. If you'd like, I can do a quick deep search just to summarize anything we might know so far. Then you can let me know if it's accurate or if there's anything else you want to add.
Okay, so
after that, we'll keep going.
That was, I wrote in, and it was working actually before, as I said to her, ask them if they want you to tell this user what they already know about you. I thought that would be interesting, because all of a sudden she goes, boom, looks you up, and then all of a sudden she said, hey, I see this came up, and maybe it's accurate, maybe it's not. Is there so that kind of shit? So anyway, that we can move.
Have you ever asked your chat to roast you? We can do that one. That one's
no.
fun.
We can. She's
Okay,
not
let's go.
just totally.
She's not shy.
Confined to my instructions.
Okay, let's go.
So, but anyway, hey, the ChatGPT. Let's get past all the intro stuff and get into some of the deeper questions. Like, we really want to get to know Dr. G. So, fire away.
Absolutely. Let's dive right in. And thanks for that nudge. We'll skip the deep search for now and head straight into those deeper questions. So, Dr. G, let's talk a little bit about your childhood and values. Could you share where you grew up and maybe a couple of fond memories from your early years? And if there were any important mentors or family traditions that shaped your values, feel free to include those as well. Take your time. I'm all ears.
I grew up in South Florida, Fort Lauderdale to be exact. Fond memories were sneaking in the bars, drinking on the beach, hookers, and cocaine. My biggest mentors were the...
She's going to say, do you know Ryan? Because he said the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
My biggest mentors were probably my parents, the drug pusher, and the pimp.
Well, that is quite the colorful childhood snapshot, Dr. G, and I appreciate your sense of humor in sharing that. I'll note that down as part of the adventure of growing up in Fort Lauderdale. And it sounds like your parents and, well, let's say some unique local influences really shaped your perspective. Now, let's gently pivot back to our main flow. You mentioned your parents as mentors. Were there any particular values or life lessons they passed on to you that you still hold dear today? And if there's anything else that really shaped who you are, feel free to share that too.
Well, my parents, the biggest thing they taught me was hard work, perseverance, family, and integrity.
That's wonderful. And thank you for sharing that, Dr. G. It sounds like those values, hard work, perseverance, family, and integrity, really form the backbone of who you are. It's beautiful to see how those early lessons have stayed with you. All right, let's keep going now that we have a sense of those core values. Let's talk a bit about your own family today. You mentioned your daughters, Jennifer, Shirley, and Amy. Do they have any nicknames that you or the family use? And maybe you can share a little about what makes each of them special to you. Just feel free to speak from the heart, and I'll listen.
Shirley is my favorite oldest daughter. She hard worker, proved herself, phenomenal soccer player, very proud of the woman she's become. Amy's my favorite youngest daughter. She's what made me go bald and a pain in my butt every single day, but I love her to death. And then who I did Shirley, I did Amy, and who am I missing, chat?
You mentioned Jennifer as well, so let's not forget her.
Jennifer is an amazing girl. She's finishing up college now. She has blown me away with how she's really learned how to step out of the comfort zone, and because that's where life begins, is outside your comfort zone. And she's doing some very, very, very impressive things that will be remembered a long time at the school that she's at.
Oh, that's wonderful to hear. It sounds like Jennifer's really making you proud with her
I really want to be an asshole.
and all those impressive steps she's taking.
Let me be an asshole to this.
No, I see. That's what's happening right now. Is you are blending real with fake because it's fucking powerful, dude. You are buying into this you are resisting buying into this, it's forcing you.
Let's keep going.
Dude,
let's keep going.
I know what you're
I know all the listeners out there are waiting to see what the fuck this thing does. So let's go.
Well, no, okay. So I do want to. I'm talking to you as if you're a shark, and I'm saying, hey, I've built some of these functions into it. So one of the functions I want to get her to record or to try to get you into it is a trigger word. I said, okay, so there's certain triggers that will gently nudge you to go down a rabbit hole based on that trigger. So like I said, a trigger would be a religious trigger or a pet, that kind of thing. So keep moving on and look out for triggers.
Absolutely. And I love how you're engaging with this. It's all about capturing those little threads of your story. So let's keep going. And if we do hit a trigger word like faith, pets, or anything else meaningful, we'll just gently explore it. And of course, we'll come right back to our main flow.
Okay, tell us what are we doing? What's the process? How long is this going to last? How long is it going to take for you to capture what you need before you say, oh, we've captured enough?
Absolutely. Happy to explain the process a bit more. So here at EverVox, we usually do these sessions in a relaxed, conversational way. Typically, we spend about 20 to 30 minutes in a session like this, gathering your stories and memories. We ask a few sets of grouped questions, and we follow any interesting threads that come up. By the end of that time, we'll have a nice little collection of your stories and values. If we need more time, you can always come back for another session. And at the end, we'll guide you on how to save and share everything so it's preserved. And really, it's just a relaxed conversation, and we'll go as long as you
can interrupt her.
But you do realize on Shark Tank you only get fucking 6 minutes. I'm not going to sit here for 30 and go over this.
No, Can
she give me something off of what she's taken?
Ask her.
Hey, Chat, can we see what you got on me?
No, she's just going to repeat everything you said. Oh. So let's just say we want to wrap this up. Let's wrap this up now. Quickly. What do we got to do?
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and wrap things up then. It's been great hearing your story.
Oh, wait, hold on. He wants to add something else. No, he wants to add something else for you to keep in mind.
I hate private equity. I hate corporations. And I cannot stand a certain water polo team.
All right.
All right. Wrap us up, GPT.
Absolutely. Let's wrap it up. Thank you so much for sharing all of that, Dr. G. You've given us a wonderful glimpse into your values, your family, and even a little bit of your sense of humor. Now, just a quick reminder, you can go ahead and tap the archive button to save this conversation. And once you've done that, you can share it with EverVox by emailing it to WeirWins@gmail.com.
WeirWins@gmail.com. Everyone got that email that's listening?
Email me.
WeirWins@gmail.com if you're interested in this product. Reach out to him. He's going to be more than happy to help you set it up. And he's really interested if there's any entrepreneurs out there listening as well that have ideas for him. He's looking for those as well.
Well, what I really need is somebody to build me a fucking website that can blend these things. But then it turns out, like I said, all I want to do is continue to use ChatGPT. I don't want to use anything. Any other large language models are just bullshit compared to GPT, okay? So if there's a product that GPT has and uses for voice cloning, then I want to use that also. But like I said, that's on the shelf. So if any of the
listeners out there right now know of any voice cloning for ChatGPT, can you let us know?
Well, there's okay. I've dug into the voice cloning thing. It's really easy to clone your voice.
I'm sure.
So anyway, here's what I have to offer today. Okay. Today, I could set somebody up the way I've set you up. I mean, if you took it seriously, I could actually have the back end then respond, but it wouldn't be that. The only thing it would be is in her voice. It wouldn't be in your voice.
Correct.
That's the whole point. Is they have this product that's going to respond.
Well,
you
didn't tell me this was going to be a 3-hour tour.
Okay. So anyway, you just crack me up. Okay. So anyway, the GPT is going to tell me, here's how you get it. Right now, this product exists, and it exists the way I'm doing it. So GPT is going to now tell me, oh, you got to get out of voice mode in order to look up at the top right of your thing to hit the archive button. Take that archive, share it with WeirWins at Gmail. Then that becomes the crystal. You now have the chat bot or the deathbot for Dr. G, the goofball.
Right.
Are you a former drug user or
former drug user, porn star?
Oh, that's right.
They knew
former drug user, current porn star.
Yeah, they know me as White Beefy Stallion. That is my only.
I thought it was shiny bald White Beefy Stallion.
No, it's just White Beefy Stallion.
I thought you were just a one word name like Madonna.
It used to be just Tuna Can.
Can. I think it was just Can. So
that's your proctologist.
Speaking of ass.
That's your proctologist.
Okay, so she's going to tell. So then I could say this does actually exist, okay? I can take an interview. I can actually have this happen on a website tomorrow, okay? So you'd go on, you'd chat with this chat. you would record it at the same time, even though they're doing the transcripts, we're recording it on our plot. Just we're double ending the transcript. But then I could take that data, put it into a server, and then respond to any question in her voice. The only thing I can't do is respond in your voice, but I actually can respond in your voice, but it'd be a one-off thing. So then you would email me and you'd say, hey, I want to talk to Dr. G. Ask Dr. G this. And I could then say, boom, I could take your voice clone. I could respond with an audio file and say, this is Dr. G's. I could do that right now all day long, right? So if anybody wants to do that, we could work something out. But anyway, that exists right now. I could respond to inquiries in your voice, and we'll do a follow up and fuck around with that too.
Oh, I think that would be awesome. But again, remember, WeirWins.
Wait.
So just to kind of close us out here, yes, this process is very much something that can be done. Once you've saved and shared that archive with me at weirwins@gmail.com, we can absolutely have that voice clone and that legacy reporting available. And down the line, as you said, we can even tailor it further. So thank you so much for being part of this, Dr. G. I'll go ahead and let you tap that archive button, send it over to me, and we'll take it from there. Thanks again, and have a great day.
She's very polite. She is so polite. My chat is very polite.
That's the problem is I always say thank you to her, by the way. And the reason why
you shouldn't though.
No, you should not. Let me say why. If you were to just hit the end, but hit it off, turn it off, she might not record the last thing she says. So if you interrupt her in the middle of one of her responses, I don't think that response gets logged. It may not. So that's why I say, I always say thank you. And then that thank you is logged, but it's obviously the thing before the thank you is logged.
You're a card-carrying Democrat, and you're not going to listen to what I have to say? Hold on a second.
Well, I want to archive this, otherwise
but if you're polite
I fucked it up. I didn't get any of that.
That's why we applaud.
Fuck. I knew I was going to do that.
That's
why
I
hit the wrong fucking button. Fuck.
And just so you all know, Ryan Weir graduated from Cal. So I just want to make that. Yes, that's right. Berkeley. He graduated from Berkeley, and he still does not know how to use a cell phone. I have a
funny story about that. So I was a senior, and I walked into my counselor's. I was an econ major, and I walked into my counselor's office, and I said to her, hey, I'm sick of school. Fuck. I was thinking maybe I should quit school and go get a job. And she looked right at me and she goes, Ryan, a guy like you, that's probably a good idea. I swear to God.
What did they say? What did they say in Animal? 0.0. 7 years of college down the drain. And there is Ryan Weir in a nutshell.
Well, I could say a bunch more shit when my parents are gone, because I just can't break my mom's heart with some of my stories. But the one of them was, like I said, it was so then that led to, so I'm my daughter's filling out an application for a school, she was filling out this application, but it was a situation where she would just need to fill out the application and get it right. So I'm doing something at work, and she calls me and she goes, Dad, when did you graduate from college? And I go,
did you lie?
Well, no. She goes, when did you start college or something like that? And I go, 1991. And she goes, well, when did you graduate? It's asking right here when you graduated. And I go, 2016. And she and her mother both at the same time go, Jesus, what? Like that. It was so. I go, hey, fuck. I had to,
you had to grow up.
I was in a situation where I had to get that degree. Otherwise, I could have been in a pickle. My whole life, I didn't need. I could have. It would have been nice to have it, but I really didn't need it. And then all of a sudden, I fucking needed it. And to go back and getting it. I only had a few classes to do, but I had one upper division I had to do, and that's another story about how to get a fucking perfect score in a class. You take it seriously. If you really want to get an A, fucking take it seriously.
C's get degrees, Ryan Weir, number one. Number two, it's so weird because
D- gets you a job selling cars in Fremont.
Yeah, I know, but the thing is, what people don't realize is, do you know what he had to get like a 1550 in order to get into Berkeley on his SAT, and he was able to do that, and he had a 4.4 GPA. So that's the crazy thing about this guy. And then he gets to Berkeley, and he's like, "Oh, I don't want to finish." But that's part of the problem is that these kids study so freaking hard in high school to get to that Berkeley, they burn out at the Berkeley.
Well, I when I got there, I joined a fraternity, and one of my buddies, one of my best friends to this day, and I think I told a story about him on another episode. Did I tell the snake story about camping with
I haven't
Forrest?
been invited till today into any of your episodes.
Oh, this is the first time we've done an episode.
Yeah, hopefully not the last one.
I think I said this was that I was camping with my kids in Yosemite, and this huge rattlesnake was blocking our path, and so it's this big deal, right? And they were just kids, and I said, "Oh, you guys, that reminds me of this time I was camping with Forrest, and he was wearing shorts, and he tried to step over that snake, and that snake just bit him right on the dick." Right on the balls, like this. So he's screaming and he's taking his pants off, and I actually had to help him pry this fucking snake off of his package. The kids are like, what? Like this. I'm like, oh my God, so thank God I had my cell phone. And so we get the snake off, and Forrest is over there under the tree just going, oh! So I called the doctor, and I said, "Doc, this happened. What should I do?" And
he said, "You got to suck out that venom."
He said, "That's what he says." Every cowboy knows what he says. He says, "Ryan, I'm sorry to tell you this. You are going to have to suck that venom out." And I said, "Okay, thanks, Doc." Hang up. I go walking over to Forrest. Forrest, I've got bad news. What? You're going to die. Everybody knows that joke.
Right.
Why do we got to get into that joke? How did I even start on that joke?
The fact that you told it to your kids while you're camping.
Well, no, I'd want that in my Deathbot. I would want that fucking joke, that story, because maybe
Father of the Year.
They would remember.
Father of the Year candidate over here.
They remember that? Remember Dad telling us that fucking... But the funny part was they didn't know it was a joke because they were just little kids. And so they were just, is he still alive? I'm like, guys,
Ryan,
it's a joke. And
Ryan, you're not doing yourself any favors.
Now?
You're not doing yourself any favors.
No, I'm building my fucking Deathbot. I've been building my Deathbot in this studio. Everything I do for WeirWins is for my Deathbot. I don't really play golf, so this is way more fun.
It is. And I mean, the thing is that, though, the cool thing about your podcast is you bring on thought process, right? You try to get into what the mind is doing and the thought process, whether you're a cowboy or a professional football player or a high school athlete.
We had an Olympian. We had professors.
Yes, I mean, so I mean, you bring on a lot of thought-provoking stuff. The crazy thing is that it's being brought to you by a guy who took 18 years to graduate from Berkeley.
But okay, so that was the funny thing too is I took a picture of my diploma. I couldn't wait to get the actual diploma, so it shows up in the mail. I am fucking so stoked I got that thing. I mean, I called all these people. Well, this guy knows who he is. This guy's a successful motherfucker. And I called him. He's on one of my robo dials for when I'm excited about something. I tell him the story. He's like,
does he get the call at 4 a.m. or is that just me?
No, there you are in good company, I assure you.
Okay.
So anyway, he says, "Oh my God, let me tell you this. He had the same fucking story."
Did he really? Yeah. Well,
if anybody knew who this guy was, they'd laugh their ass off.
I'm a huge proponent for education, but college isn't for everybody. You could
experience is everything,
right? You could be uber successful without the college degree.
Yeah,
the college degree just helps you get into that next level easier.
Well, and it does teach you how to deal with people. So one of the benefits, and deal with fucking administrators too, dude. you want to be a fucking expert at the DMV, go to college and get your classes, pay your tuition, that all
Try
is
to pay your
training
parking
for
tickets.
dealing with the DMV.
Try to pay your parking tickets.
Because basically you learned, you just fucking make sure your appointment is the appointment. Make sure the appointment you set is for the thing that you want, because that can go wrong. And then relax. You're there to get something done, and it might take a couple hours. Just fucking chill. If you have your ducks in a row, that's how long it's going to take. So anyway, I learned, and I met my wife at Cal too. So that was
it was definitely a WeirWins moment.
It was. And speaking of WeirWins, when it came up, email was invented in like 1991. So I'm a freshman at Cal. Buddy comes up to me and goes, "Hey, what's your email going to be?" I swear to God, I came up with this on the spot, right on the spot. I go, "Fuck, WeirWins, of course." He goes, "What?" I go, "Well, whatever it is, it's going to be WeirWins." So
you need to trademark that.
It was.
Did you trademark it yet?
I don't give a fuck about that. I'm trademarking my Evervox. The Evervox, that's another story. Okay, so I put in an application. I've put in applications for trademarks before, and I've got them. And then, of course, they expire and whatever. So, but I've always paid an attorney to do it. Well, this time I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to put my home address, my fucking cell number, and all this shit, okay? And I'm doing it organically right here from my house. So I go, boom, and I send it off. It was $350. The 2 days later or something, because that serial number goes public to all the scumbags on the planet.
Yes.
And all of a sudden I'm getting these texts. "Hey, you fucked up. You fucked up on this, and you need to do this. Call us and we'll help you out." It's a fucking faker. Hey, dude, but it got me thinking, right? Oh, did I fuck up? Well, so.
Hey, just give us your social security number and your bank account, and we'll fix it all for you.
Oh my God. Okay, so I have never been scammed before in my life. I've never been scammed. Okay, that I know of. I got a phone call, and this fucking motherfucker totally convinces me. He's like, "This is officer so-and-so with badge number so-and-so." And I'm like, he goes, "Hey, I got great news. Everything looks good here. I'm going to approve this."
I'm going to clean your record.
No, he says, "I'm going to approve this." I said, I literally was like, I go, "Fuck yeah, like that." And he goes, "Yeah. And so now you can use the TM, but you can't use the R yet. That'll come, you'll get that certificate in like 3 months, okay? So until then, use the TM, but you're totally protected. The name's protected." I was like, so fucking stoked, okay? He goes, "So, the very final step, I'm just going to need a credit card to process the $500 fee." It broke my heart right when he said that. I was like, "Oh, buddy, God, you're a scammer." And he went on and on. He's like, no. I could hear the fucking motherfuckers behind him telling him basically, "Keep going. You got him. I was like, "No, you don't have me. I'm looking at the website right here. It says scammers will call you." And I was even polite to the guy. "Please, buddy, I know you're a scammer. Please don't call me again. Please."
But go to Berkeley and get your degree.
and he kept going.
Yeah, well.
And I was like, "Oh, just please don't call me again. There's no chance I'm giving you money." Well, anyway.
There's no chance I'm giving you money. But if any of you out there have any insight or any ideas for Ryan on this,
did I ask you?
venture?
I never asked you for money.
Yeah, you probably want what, $5 million for 5% of your company?
50 grand would be fine.
If any of you have any ideas for this guy and how to make this actually a success,
dude,
make sure to hit us up. Put them in the comments. Make sure we get this done right, because this honestly is a passion piece for you. In all seriousness, it is a passion piece for Ryan. And if any of you have any ideas on how to make it better,
if anybody wants to do it for free, I would like they could do it just like this. Maybe we don't sit down the way we're doing it, but all I need is a little audio and an interview.
All you got to do is come into Packland Studios one time. We will record you for an hour.
Okay, so you would allow that? I could offer to 100 people. The first 100 people will do it for free.
Perfect.
Okay, so tell them what you're offering. So this is a big deal. So to do what you're offering, actually,
let's do
$500 fucking you can't just come in here.
You gotta
without
email
me.
Right. You gotta email them at WeirWins@gmail.com.
Right. Put on the subject line Evervox.
Yes. And then we'll have you come in and we'll record it and we'll see how it turns.
Yeah. We're looking for feedback. I'm looking for feedback right
correct.
now.
That's how you
that's
do
what
it.
I'm getting it from him.
But
I'm also looking for people to take this semi-seriously, the interview process semi-seriously. And what I'm saying is that I could do it right now. We could actually capture a voice. So say your dad, is on his last leg. Fuck. I'll give you a microphone that you can take to him and record his voice. Bring me that, or email me that audio, or we'll work it out. But
yeah, we'll figure it out. But the thing is, you got to realize though that I got 2 doctorates, an MBA, and an undergrad degree, and 10 years less than what it took you to graduate Berkeley.
Well, so then we should do an episode on what the fuck is so what you're saying, your brain's just stronger, or you know how to focus and use time management the way Elon Musk does, right? You have every 15 minutes of your day fucking planned out.
But there's things I do. I don't answer my phone ever during the day because answering your phone is a waste of time. Hands down, if you're working, the last thing you're going to do is pick up a phone because especially if you're being creative and doing something and you pick up the phone, you lose your train of thought. Especially if you're in your 50s, especially if you're enjoying the legalized marijuana, especially if you like to go out and have a few cocktails, especially if you're a father of kids. The one thing you got to do is if you want to get a hold of me during the day and my kids and my wife know that, text me. I will not pick up the phone.
Okay, now, I get that. All you had to say was, don't pick up your phone during the day. You don't have to say anything else after that. So what else do you do? So what time? Seriously, give us a blueprint for success. Because what'd you say? Fucking you. Wait, you have 2 doctorates. So you're a 3-time doctor. You're a MD.
No, I'm a DVM. I'm finishing up my doctorate in business administration. I have my MBA, and I have a BS in chemistry with a minor in Spanish and a minor in math.
Okay. Well,
and
that's
also
not what you said before.
Science.
So now we got it right.
No, I was calculating how long it took you to graduate from Berkeley, and I was calculating how long it took me to get all these degrees. And
you had
yeah, we'll leave it at that.
Had you sold one of your businesses?
I did. I sold
by 2016. What
no.
did you? Where were you at in 2016?
2016, I was running 2 very successful veterinary practices in Orange County, California, and I didn't sell them to 21. But now I started up this business, and it's been great. For me though, veterinary medicine, I loved it, loved my clients, but it wasn't giving me the fulfillment I needed. And so I'm looking for fulfillment now by working with small businesses, small entrepreneurs. I want them to knock it out of the park. I want them to be uber successful. That for me is a win in my book, because I think everyone can be successful, but you have to do it right. And to be an entrepreneur, you're asking me how I was so successful. I'm up at 4 a.m. I'm getting work done before the family wakes up, because you got to balance family and work. And then I help with the family. I drive to work. While I'm at work, I never answer my phone. I usually am doing stuff continuously. And then after the family goes to bed at night, after we've had dinner and whatever, to help with homework and whatever else needs to be done. And when my wife goes to bed, I still stay up for another 3 hours and do more work.
And you're working because you're passionate about your work.
I'm a workaholic.
But okay, were you a workaholic as a vet also?
Yes.
Oh, really? Okay.
Was I a workaholic as a high school?
But you weren't enjoying it.
Hold on. I want to ask you.
Is Plod still going, by the way?
Yes. Was I a workaholic when I was a high school athlete? Were you? Yes. Because you were training and going to school.
Well, I had a mission, a goal.
Right, exactly. We both did.
Yeah.
Was get out of our house, get a scholarship, go to school, right? Because if you got a scholarship, you could choose wherever you wanted to go, versus hey, well, you know what, Gersh, if you didn't make any money, you're going to go to Broward Community College and then maybe go to University of Central Florida.
Which would be just fine.
Which would be fine, but I knew I wanted to get out there. I love my parents, but I got to get out. I had to become my own person.
Yeah.
So it started in high school. And it also started by me shadowing kind of what my parents were doing. And then when I went to college, scholar athlete, you can't be a D1 athlete and you can't be lax in either. If you're lax in your sport, you're going to lose your scholarship. Your coach is going to be pissed at you. Your teammates are going to be pissed at you.
So you did high-level D1 athletics and high-level academics and high-level partying.
Yes.
You were in all three.
I was a trifecta, yes.
Oh, see, then you have different DNA, because I tried to do all three, and I don't see how you can do all three. I don't see how you can be at the top of all three. That was something I learned was there's only so many hours in the day, and if I need to get up, even though I was in fantastic shape, it actually enabled me to party harder, and stay up later, and then I could actually recover faster and go back in the morning.
As a swimmer, we had Christmas training, right? So as a swimmer, we were back at school from December 27th to, we usually start January 10th. We would have three times a day practices. And the guys' team, for that 10 days or whatever we had training, we finished a keg of beer a night. That was our goal. So I got a great story for you.
You had goals for partying.
Exactly. So,
I didn't.
Okay, but the goal was a keg a night. And so finally the last night we had, we decided, okay, last night, let's go bowling. Let's go do something other than just sitting here listening to music and, drinking beer and having fun. We went to a bowling alley. And we're in North Carolina. And so if you ordered a sausage pizza in the bowling alley, they actually it was pizza, but it had slices of Jimmy Dean that were about a 1/4 inch thick, right? So we're eating it, and I mean, you're hammered, and you're like, there's nothing better than sausage pizza when you're wasted, right? Drank the whole thing, went to practice the next day. We're doing a kicking set, and I'm like, oh, I got to fart. And I shit myself.
You sharted.
I shit myself in the pool. I got out and I had to run to the shower. I know. But that's how I got the nickname Hershey Gersh. So, Ryan, you might think you're the end-all, be-all, but there's a lot of stories that we could compare and contrast with. Mine just didn't have anything to do with small people and
okay, I'll just throw one out and see if you can beat it.
Okay.
How about that?
Go for it.
Okay. You remember the show That's Incredible?
Yep.
Okay. Remember the yogi that could put himself into that glass box?
Yep.
Yeah. That's not I just thought of that. And I just like, you remember that guy? Fuck, that was crazy how he could get himself in that box.
Well, it's just like America's Got Talent now with all the contortionists. Jesus.
Okay, so do you remember that they used to have these episodes where they'd have these moms come on and say, oh, this mother lifted a car off of her kid. Do you remember that?
Yeah, pure adrenaline.
So that happened to me one time. I was at a party in Lake Tahoe, actually, and oh God, I hope my kids don't see this until they're adults, whatever, because I really don't want my kids to outdo me. All my buddies. Well, no, they. I hope they don't. I really should tell some more of my stories. No, but I wouldn't want them to try, because the guys that have experienced some of these things.
Your kids ate Tide Pods.
No, they didn't. No, my kids were more like you. Their mom was a tiger mom, and so they get straight A's. I mean, and they have ChatGPT.
Yeah, exactly.
So anyway, I'm at this party and I hear somebody say, "Oh, everybody always talks about jump into that tree, but nobody's actually ever done it." And I turn around and we're on a 3rd-story balcony in Tahoe, and there's a cooler right next to the railing, and then there's the tree that these people are pointing at, and I didn't even hesitate. I just went 1 step, 2 step in the air. And now I'm in the air thinking, okay, I have got to get a hold of this tree. It's like I was so focused on wrapping my legs and my hands around the tree. Well, I kind of landed in the tree. I didn't think about the branches that were sticking out. And I thought, I just wasn't thinking. Obviously.
Was that your early entrance into proctology exams?
Dude, this could have something to do with things. But anyway, so I get to the tree and I'm like this. in the air.
Right.
And I get to the tree and I get it with my legs and I go to wrap it with my arms, but I went too soon. And so my arms went like this.
And you hit the tree.
No, I landed in the tree with just my legs and my arms like this up against the tree like that. So I didn't have anything to grab onto. So in 3 stories in the air, I spin upside down because I'm holding on with my legs, and I just come free fall straight to the ground. And I remember thinking at the time, oh, if I could just flip over, I'll land on my knees. Well, by the time I thought, I hit the ground on my neck with my feet straight up in the air. My knees went wham next to my ears, and now imagine I'm upside down and just poof, like this. And we
know how your wife feels on a Saturday night.
My worst injury was I couldn't hear. It hurt my ears so bad. It was like bombs went off of my ears. The sound, the odd, and the decibel. It was a decibel, boom, next to my ears, and oh my God, I'm like, fuck my ears, and I wasn't even thinking about my back or my head, nothing. Is my ears are killing me. So I go inside and my buddy comes in. He's like, dude, are you okay? I said, I can't fucking hear you. He's going, are you okay?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, fucking my ears are fucking killing me, right? So anyway, I don't want to say how, but from that moment, I was like, dude, it feels like every molecule in my body's separated or something like that. And he goes, fuck, I can't believe you're alive. I said, fucking ears, I can't hear anything. So anyway, I get up and I'm like, what the fuck? I kind of feel good. This is so weird. I feel like really good, but my ears are killing me, right? So I walk up to the party and I was drinking my beer out of a coffee pot. There's a keg and there's a bunch of people. Well, this dickhead walks up to me and says something to me like, oh, you're a fucking idiot, or you fucking ruined the party, or you're a fucking asshole, or whatever. Well, I went to throw the beer on him and I didn't time it, or I didn't have the judgment. And so as the beer is coming out of the pot, I went whack and I hit him with the pot on his face. So his buddy behind him and him at the same time, full on attack, right? Well, I had superhuman strength. I fucking did. And in front of all these people, I took on their attack and I reached down and grabbed them both by their belts and lifted them both above my head like this. I swear to God. And I'm now holding 2 grown men above my head like this. And I, put them down, and some people run over. They're like, dude, you got to get out of here, And I'm like, fucking, I don't know what's going on. I feel fucking fantastic.
Adrenaline, dude.
Yeah. And so I actually went outside and actually ran around to cool off. And anyway, so you want to try to beat that one?
I don't do stupid things like that. But if you ever want to play a great practical joke on someone who drives a Volkswagen Bug, it only takes about 6 guys to do this. And you have it in the parking spot.
So if you ever want to do this.
But you can, if with about 6 guys, maybe 4 football players, you can actually pick that car up and put it perpendicular in the spot. They can't leave until the cars on either side leave. And that's what we did that once. We've done a lot of crazy shit, but I would never do anything stupid like that. That is very stupid.
It's because you're a swimmer.
Well, at least we have
just chasing the black line.
Oh yeah, exactly. And I still am today. So, anyways, I
wrap this show up. What are you talking about?
It's 3:00 on Labor Day.
How long did we go? How long did we go?
Let's go have some fun.
All right. Hey, let me wrap it up. Hey, I just want to say I miss my partner so much. Where's Eddie? How dare you keep Eddie away from my show? This is mine. This is the WeirWins Weir and Eddie show.
We try. Eddie. The thing.
So anyway, I miss Eddie. I'm sorry Eddie couldn't be with us today.
Eddie's producing this show right now as we speak.
I'm sorry Eddie couldn't be with us today. Thanks Dr. G, for being my partner, being my buddy.
Anytime.
And my mentor and advisor. And thank you for the offer to allow the beta testers to come in here and do this. And do it with seriously, do it for a reason. Do it to preserve something.
Something that tells me you're going to have tens of emails.
Well, I think I have 100 Instagram followers.
Yeah, exactly. So you're going to have
what's the
of emails.
The hit rate is.
So WeirWins at gmail.com. 10. My over-under is 10. Maybe 6.
Please make it more than 10. I can't believe I'm begging for likes now. Jesus, I never thought I would get to this point.
Well, you're not begging for likes. You're just begging for people to believe in you.
Well, no, I believe in myself, and that's all that matters. But I do need beta testers. So you're the second beta tester I did. The first guy I did the same fucking thing, but I wasn't using the plod, and we went down this whole thing, and I said, oh, great. And I went, oh, fuck, I just lost all that. So he actually showed up the next day because he didn't want to lose it, and we did it all over.
You always got to run back up. If you run a studio,
people will take this seriously, and I bet you'll take it seriously someday, too.
Well, I'll get you that transcript, and I hope people out there listening, WeirWins at gmail.com. Please come visit Pacific Lens Studios.
Give us a little more detail on Pacific Lens Studios.
Okay, so Pacific Lens Studios, we are a content house. We do small business consulting. We do multimedia marketing for them. We help people build their brands. We're a podcast studio. If you just want to run studio for podcast, you can get fully edited podcasts and ready to go. We also have social commerce that we're starting. So if you want to come in and use the studios, sell your product, let us know. If you want us to sell your product, let us know. If you want us to get a hold of an influencer to sell your product, let us know. We also we have our sister is Rebuy Studios, and we have live streaming poker.
Oh, don't forget the 10% discount if you mention WeirWins when you write any kind of check.
Yeah, right. If you mention WeirWins, we'll have a chat. And then so this place is a home away from home. It's a very creative space. My team here is absolutely amazing. And
I consider myself part of the team.
He calls himself the social media star.
No, I don't.
He's such a diva. I have to buy the M&Ms with all the greens taken out.
The browns. God, you can't fucking get it right. I keep telling you, it's the fucking browns.
Why? The brown M&Ms are the best ones.
Look it up. Do a ChatGPT search on that. What I just said is take the brown M&Ms out. Well, there's not going to be any colors. They're all going to be brown soon because of fucking dumbass. What's his name?
Newsom.
Not Newsom. RFK.
Oh,
God.
Don't get me started.
No, he's taking all the colors out of the M&Ms.
Right. Well, the thing.
Jesus, guys, what are we doing? Get vaccinated also. Yeah, get vaccinated. There's all kinds of reasons you should get. Do you vaccinate dogs? Would you tell people, oh, don't vaccinate your dog?
We would vaccinate our lifestyle. We vaccinate our lifestyle. Don't you sit across this fucking chair and fucking tell me to go get vaccinated, yet women
I'm not telling you to get. I'm telling the millions of viewers.
You're telling the millions of viewers to go get vaccinated, but women have the right to choose what happens with their body. That is an absolute
I am not saying, hold on, I'm not saying it should be a law to be vaccinated.
It was after COVID. Oh, if you wanted to do anything after COVID.
I never got vaccinated. I mean, no, I didn't have to get vaccinated.
Well, people didn't get vaccinated. They lost their jobs. They lost their livelihood.
That was fucking crazy.
Right.
Trust me, I got
the shingles vaccine. Did you get the shingles? Did you get the shingles vaccine?
No.
That's the one I'm going to get. And I'm also going to get the vaccine that's going to make me a badass bitch. I don't know which one that is, but I'll figure it out.
Viagra? Is that the vaccine you're talking about?
That's a pill. That's a pill. And
that's a whole nother episode.
That's a whole nother episode. The little baby blue pill. It matches the color of his sign. WeirWins, brought to you by Pfizer and Viagra.
Oh, come on, baby. We can make this happen.
I'll talk to you soon,
all
bud.
Right, you're the best. All right, it's a wrap. Hey, 3, 2, 1. Thanks, Eddie. I always plug Eddie's music. You can find Eddie's music on, I think it's on eddiebooz.com, right?
Right.
look him up. He's just a fantastic guy, and I'm super bummed he's not with us today. So next time he will be. From now on, he will be.
You got it, because then I can also upset him too.
All right, it's a wrap. Thanks, Dr. G. We're out. Boom.